Hello and welcome back to a new casted game. Today we're going to be having a look at a game between Dream and DongRaeGu, also known as DRG. So here we have DRG, and here in the middle of the map with his first SCV we have Dream, Korean Terran, who's been on the up and up. I believe he finished his military service about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. He's been trying to get back into the game and he's been doing a pretty decent job. On the other hand, we have DongRaeGu, who also finished his military service and is also back. And DongRaeGu has been showing some promising performances lately. Got knocked out of the GSL, but then I believe won an Oli Molik 3-0 against Innovation. I've seen him 3-0 trap. He's had some good results, as DongRaeGu also has some pretty good results with his scouting overlord. As he sees the first barracks immediately, sends out a drone. Second barracks will start. Gas is already mining though. I don't quite know if that was as a response or if this just was already planned to get a gas, but I'm pretty sure already planned the gas. I could be wrong. He's gonna have around 50 gas whenever this finishes. It's gonna be a cancel on the second barracks most likely. Boop. And just play an expansion build from here. Now, he's going to be down quite some minerals, of course, because of the double SCV scout. Always is a little bit painful. On the other end, we have DongRaeGu also opening with a pool first. So, both players are sacrificing some of their early game economy here. I think DongRaeGu is going to be pretty happy with this start, though. Dream says fun, and DongRaeGu sends him the Z. Zzz, indicating that Zerkin is very powerful. So obvious. So obvious indeed. It's only obvious when you find them though. If you don't find them, then they're impossible to find. But if you find them, it's so obvious they're gonna proxy over there. I think it's one of those rules that you just need to learn. With experience, you know that when you find the barracks, they were too obvious. And if you don't find them, they were impossible to find. Now, we have a factory on the way here. Sucky thing here for Dream is going to be that he won't have a reactor ready. Usually, of course, you have that barracks at home, get the Reaper, then a reactor. This time, we're seeing double Reaper. Reactor will have to be built from the factory itself. Or perhaps we're going to just be seeing Hellions produced one at a time rather than with a reactor. So we have DongRaeGu getting his speed up. There's a bunch of links out already. Nothing is blocking the third base for now. We see the Reapers. They're not actually doing very much, honestly. I'm surprised by this. Just having a blast. Maybe he's gonna kill one of these guys. I always like it when players attack these Karaks. There's also some female Karaks on this map, but I doubt he's looking for those. They're usually more on the like closer to these bottom and top bases, like these. I guess very northwest and is it northwest? No, not quite. Yeah, northwest, and then the southeast bases. Nice. I could read a compass. What do we have here? Command center on the way. Third command center on the way here for Dream. As I was just idly looking for the female Karaks. The way you can recognize a female Karak is because they're white. Maybe we'll spot one later in the game and I'll point it out to you guys. For now we're just going to be running around with this Reaper. Very quick. Some nice patrol moving. And DongRaeGu is just happily droning up. We have 29 supply so far, 31 supply against 48, so very good start here for DongRaeGu. It's going to be up by about 11 workers. Now, Zerk is always up in workers against Terran, but not this many. Or well, they shouldn't be up this many. Right now he is. Third CC will help a little bit there. Battle Cruiser will start as well. So I think this is a relatively, I don't want to say greedy, but I feel like if he would get Roach Nidist or just attack with Roach Link, something like that, he might be in a little bit of trouble. So he's building a Banshee. You might be wondering, why is he building a Banshee? Why is he getting a Fusion Core? Is he gonna get the Banshee speed? I'm gonna say no. Instead, what this is if he gets Roach All-Int during this time, he spots Roaches, he can let the Banshee finish. But once the Fusion Core finishes, he'll cancel this and start a Battle Cruiser. So it's basically an extra insurance policy, right? Like making sure that if a Roach attack hits at, let's say, 430, he would have been able to just finish that Banshee, and he doesn't need to wait all the way for a Battle Cruiser. Now, if Zerk, of course, hits just after the Battle Cruiser starts, or after you just cancel the Banshee, that would suck, but I think it's pretty good map vision. He's gonna be fine for now. And DongRaeGu isn't doing any of the sort. DongRaeGu is up 20 workers at the moment. Still has quite some money in the bank as well. Cruise Threat is looking strong. You have 6 queens out on the map. 4 overlords on the way, probably trying to get out of this nasty supply block that he found himself in. You see an overseer being morphed in. First battle cruiser is almost done. Oh, and we're seeing mech. Against a quick spire. Now, it's important for DongRaeGu to figure this out, of course. He will figure out that there's going to be a battle cruiser. So he sees the fusion core, and he sees this thing work. And he hasn't seen a single air unit yet, so... How many spores is there currently? There's not a single spore. Oh wow, DongRaeGu very unprepared for this actually. Queens running towards the main base. Drones being pulled away straight away. There's 4 queens here. Is there any transfuses? No, this queen apparently does not have a transfuse. 2 more queens coming in. Those 2 do have transfuses. So 3 transfuses are available here. 4 transfuses at this point. Battlecruiser gets pushed back. Now we'll move into that 3rd base where there's no real defense. There is a spine over there. Spore is halfway completed at this point. Good Hellion micro here by Dream, who's actually making, he's doing some real work at this point. He managed to get 2 drones, but he's getting a lot of links. He's denying a lot of mining time. This battlecruiser only has 4 kills so far, and all the Hellions do end up falling. DongRaeGu floating a lot of money. Well, how is it possible, you might ask? Well, he does have a Spire, of course, so could go into Muta or Corruptor. Usually we see against battlecruiser Corruptors, but this time we're gonna be seeing Mutalisk, which is interesting by itself. 7 Mutalisk, of course, will be able to clear this battlecruiser, or at least force it to teleport home, but teleport is very close to being off of cooldown. I think he'll be able to teleport home before the Mutas arrive. Oh, this is the danger zone. This is the danger zone. Flies in 28 HP and goes back home. There is an eBay ready, so turrets can be built. This battlecruiser can be repaired as well. These Hellions should be careful, as there's Mutas out on the map right now. 7 more are on the way, so going up to 14 Mutalisk. Double armory coming down as well. We don't have any Evo chambers, do we? No Evo chambers yet. And what are these guys doing? A little party here with the Overlord. Look at that. Oi lads. Just drinking some tea. Well, just eating some minerals. What is their hand? What is that in their hands? Like little discs or something. To drill the... Oh, this is the mech Zerg skin. That's right. There's also Mutas flying around. I don't think they did anything. You can see, this is the beauty of the unit loss. Yeah, these Mutas didn't do anything. So we see there is, how many Mutas right now? Still 14, 5 more on the way, plus 1 air or flyer attack on the way as well. We see this 4th base, which does have the Rich Vespine Geyser, so will help a lot in messing out those Mutas in a big way. See 4th CC already on the way. I kind of like how Dream managed to recover in this game. Continuously building SCV, some good harass with those Hellions, some good harass with those with that battlecruiser as well. And somehow he, he's not in a great spot, but I mean he has upgrades faster than his opponent, who for some reason still doesn't have a single Evo chamber. He has a good defense against the Mutas. He has mine set up. He has cyclones. He has battlecruisers. There's plenty of turrets all around. We're gonna see drilling claws being researched and 4 more turrets coming down right now. A couple of links ended up dying here. They're beautiful metallic looking carcasses on the floor. So you have the Muta sweeping into the natural, getting hit by a mine, and it does will get pushed away here. Nice. The links, I'm not quite sure what these links are doing. How is it possible that this guy just plays without any upgrades and he still has these 3 bad boys just doing nothing? Still haven't finished their minerals. Absolute losers. Some of the slowest eaters I've ever seen. Muta's coming back in, 20 Banelings being morphed. I can't believe we're not seeing any upgrades. That is so odd. Evo chambers going down at 9:30. What is this? Did he just forget? That seems so. He had 87 workers, so much money, and he just completely forgot about upgrades. His +2 flyer attacks is gonna finish before the 1-1 for Ling Bane. Do you even want to be playing Ling Bane against mech? That's the second question I guess you could ask. I mean, is that really what you want? We have a couple of mines here with these turrets. One mine does fall before it gets to shoot. 2 turrets going down very quickly as well. 3rd turret will go down. 2. Mine does not get taken out. Big bit of mine hit with all of these mutalisks. 15 workers do end up falling here, so good damage being dealt. For the first time really with those mutas. A couple of mutas will end up going down, but I think DongRaeGu is going to be pretty happy with that trade. There is no overseer here, so these mines will survive, and this only really forces a lift and gets a couple of SCVs. Ideally, of course, overseer here would be great. To have one being built right now. Overlord speed is done, so it's going to be there real fast. Infernal Pre-Igniter, also known as the Blue Flame Hellion upgrade, is going to be researched, and we have an infestation pit on the way, most likely for Hive and perhaps Adrenal Glands before 2-2 starts. It's one of those weird games. Thor doing a pretty decent job, of course, zoning out these mutalisks. 1 Thor in the natural will fix the issue that Dream is struggling with. As we have 22 SCVs right now. Couple more mules raining down. Very good income here for Dream, who is not quite maxed. DongRaeGu is maxed, but has way worse upgrades, once again. Does want to keep trading with the army that he currently has. This army does not get much better. While the mech army is improving. What the hell is this mutalisk count? It's been some time since I've seen this many mutas against mech. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen this many mutas against mech. 1 battlecruiser falls, 1 Thor. I think he might be able to jump that, but there's a couple of mines there. Big mine hits, loses what? 60 mutas at once. Jesus. 2 mines and a Thor. It's the sequel to 2 Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. But with even worse jokes. Man. Oh! Female character, look at that. Oh, looking a bit grey in higher graphics. On my low graphics usually it's white. A little bit grey, very pretty. Around that Rich Vespine geyser. Now, there's a lot of creep here for DongRaeGu, who, like I said, just lost about 14 mutas for 2 mines, which isn't the most ideal trade if you have finished elementary school math. Now, we have a couple of cyclones rolling back. Orbital Command as the fort base is in old position as well. Mines trying to do some damage and doing a little bit of friendly fire. A couple of the SCVs do end up falling. Decent hit there on top of the cyclones. I mean, this is all nice trades honestly here for Dream, who didn't really want to lose that Thor, but these trades haven't been absolutely terrible, right? Like losing 14 SCVs isn't great, but I feel like if you take a look at the units lost, yeah, that's what I was thinking. We see 16k lost here for DongRaeGu and only 9k, 9.5k lost for Dream. So a pretty big difference there. 2-2 is already done here for our Terran player, while DongRaeGu still struggling to even start his +2 carapace. +3 flyers is on the way, so is Adrenal. Adrenal is gonna finish before +2 carapace. Might even finish before +2 attack will finish before. So a couple of mines here. Overseer's going to tank those shots. A couple of SCVs going down because of that. We see the Overseer falling as well. Is there building armor here? There is building armor, and that's why the turrets look a little bit stronger than they usually are. 27 workers have gone down here. We have a couple of links coming in. The battlecruiser and Thors could be able to deal with that. 8 more mutas, 4 more Overseers. As DongRaeGu, I mean, he has fantastic income, right? He has a good work account. God, is his bank little, and God, are his trades awful. Like really bad trades again and again and again. It's painful to watch, but I understand why he's doing it. Also building 5 extra overlords, more than he needs. DongRaeGu playing a very wild style here. Not very sophisticated. Just kind of cavemanish, just bumming in again and again and again, hoping to get that trade from which he can build some momentum and then just keep pushing. But every single time he lets Dream build up is good for Dream, right? Dream is just like, alright, please just let me get maxed. That's all he wants. He just wants to get maxed. He wants to get all these defenses out. Like, if Dream can get maxed with like 5 turrets in every base, he's gonna be the happiest man alive. Mutas once again coming in. Mines doing a lot of damage. 1 Thor does end up falling. I think a couple of mutas went down there as well. Does look once again like a worse trade for DongRaeGu. Oh, Cyclone's being, well, not really being caught. I mean, Cyclone's caught these Miras, if anything. Thor's doing a lot of damage, and once again, DongRaeGu with the losses. Well, once again, Dream is gonna be pretty happy. Sure, DongRaeGu is trading, and sure, he has better income. He has 103 workers, he has 61 only for Dream, 3.5k income here for DongRaeGu, but all of this is completely irrelevant. If you're still even supply and down in bank. I mean, it's nice that you have so much more income, but if you have this many drones, it just means your army is going to be tiny all the time as well. And that's actually what we're seeing. That we have this tiny army for DongRaeGu that's taking terrible fights again and again and again. And this just needs to stop. Like, he's gonna need to take better fights at some point, because he can't continue like this for very much longer. I think the Witch Vespine Geyser is dried up here. Witch Vespine Geyser is gonna dry up here, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be working off what, maybe 6-ish gas or something like that. If you get this base up and running, might be going up to 8 temporarily again, but this is the peak of DongRaeGu, you know, like after this it's over. He's gonna be hitting his midlife crisis, gonna buy a motorcycle, divorce his wife, that kind of stuff. It's not really what you want, even if you think that's what you want at the moment. We still have only a single turret here. 1600 in the bank now for DongRaeGu, of course. With that massive income, we'll be able to afford a lot of stuff. But 42 links, 26 mutalisk against 7 mutalisk, 7 Thors and 23 mines. I mean, all these units just get countered by mines. And every single time DongRaeGu looks at the situation and goes, I feel like more mutas is the answer. Yep. Builds like 20 more mutas. So far we've seen 63 mutas go down. I think this is the highest amount of mutas I've seen fallen in the game. Couple of minutes, couple of cyclones doing some work. We have a baning run by going into the natural. Mine will not hit as all the banings explode before the mine had the chance to hit. Well, an SCV will end up falling, I'm sure of it. Cyclones might die as well, no. Quick response here, we'll be able to get 1 muta for a cyclone. That's an even trade, but if you compare to all the other trades, that was a brilliant trade here for DongRaeGu, who's still massively trailing, almost half as efficient as his opponent. So we have how many Thors? 8 Thors, 19 mines. Just pure Thor mine at this point, really. Oh, there's a lot of... Oh! That was a beautiful move, and that was a beautiful unburrow, really. Absolutely fantastic. How are you gonna trigger those mines, DongRaeGu? 1 Ultra is coming out right now, or 1 Ultra is out. 3 more Ultras are on the way, as well as Pathogen Glands, plus 2 Flyer Carapace. Ship Weapons level 1 is being researched here for Dream. For the 1 battle cruiser, I guess, because he doesn't have a lot of other ships. A 100 workers still. 100 workers still. Dream's feeling ballsy. Moving out on the map, we see a little bit of an engagement on the bottom side. Decent connection here with the mines, but Ultras of course can tank a lot, but I mean, there's so many mines. 14 mines still left remaining. No overseer there. Just with those mutalisks. So you have a couple of Thors once again moving out. No, it's not a couple of Thors, it's 3 tanks and 3 Thors. 40 mutalisk. I don't think we'll be able to engage into this, as there's a single battle cruiser still as well. Another Thor army is moving out, so we have a Thor run by into what I think is the 6th or 7th base. And then we have a couple of Thors going ham here as well. Liberator doing some damage. Mine think that absolutely owning DongRaeGu in every single fight. Doubling the resource loss stab, and still has a 4k bank, and still is going to be able to max out. Battle cruiser will be able to get in here and do some damage. Mutas might be able to deal with it. Will be able to deal with it, at least temporarily. Ultras, links and infestors start coming in. Oh. Gotta be a little bit more careful there. Gotta be a little bit more careful there, DongRaeGu. Right now we're at Almost 100 mutas lost. I hope we get 100 mutas lost. That would be fantastic. Sadly, there's no more mutas on the map, so I don't think we're going to be making it. We have a couple of neurals coming down. That's big stuff. That's very big stuff. Thor's, of course, very, very good if they are fighting for you. And Ultra's cleaning up very nicely. This was the first fight where I think DongRaeGu might have been cost effective. Now, he did lose 11 drones and he lost his eco lead, so this was the perfect time to start being cost effective, because for the first time in this game he's not gonna be able to just remax immediately. Ultra's moving forward, we'll be able to fight into those tanks. There's no overseers here with this army, so mines are gonna stay alive, which is annoying. Cyclone's trying to lock on, and this fight is absolutely bonkers. What is going on? 2 Cyclones still alive. Where's the supply of Dream? There's a battlecruiser here, there's a couple of lips around the map. Why does Dream have so much supply, but is he... It feels like he's dying at home. We have 5 corruptors on the way to deal with his liberators. 25 workers have gone down though for DongRaeGu, and he's not rebuilding them for now. Battlecruiser's doing a lot of damage on the other side of the map. Of course, +2 ship weapons is on the way, not yet done. I think this might have gotten cleaned up. And now DongRaeGu is in a world of trouble. 55k lost against 32k lost. I don't even know how it's possible. You have to absolutely take terrible trade after terrible trade after terrible trade, and that's what I feel like DongRaeGu has been doing. This is how some of my games look like if I can't believe my opponent isn't leaving yet. And you just keep sending a unit. It's like, ah, come on mate, just leave already. I have like so many units. They never do. And then sometimes you throw a game like this. Very unfortunate for DongRaeGu to have this game be a broadcasted one on my channel. He was gonna get away with it if it wasn't for that meddling Harstem. Hatchery goes down against these Cyclones. I mean, Dream really has only been mining of like 3 bases. Well, 5 bases. Alright, I'll give him these 2. This base perhaps not as much, but if you compare it to DongRaeGu at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess with this base it's 6 against 8, but still, DongRaeGu absolutely doubling the mining rate at certain points of his opponent. Slowly but surely Dream is pushing out, and I don't really see a way for DongRaeGu to come back in this. And he played a nice game macro-wise. Like, I'm sure he had good macro, he built units, he built workers at the right time. The only problem was that he controlled them pretty poor, and he also kept building the wrong units again and again and again. Mines being spread out will get triggered by individual wings together with this overseer. Ultra moving forward and DongRaeGu moving off of creep to try and catch this army. Still a single Ultra, there's a bunch of corruptors. There's not enough Hellions to deal with these links, I feel like. So these Cyclones might have a little bit of trouble. Does not look like it, as Dream still has 3k in the bank as well. And will definitely be able to take this game at some point. The question is just when will DongRaeGu leave? Not if. Because he's down a lot of supply. Dream still has 2k in the bank. His production consists of 8 factories. I mean, there's gotta be some factories with reactors there, right? Only a single factory with a reactor, so not gonna be that many casts being built here. I always wonder what people do in these moments in the game. We see DongRaeGu is building 2 infestors. Like, this is where the pretending starts, you know? Pretending that you're still in the game. You're not really tricking anyone but yourself. Most of the time you aren't even really tricking yourself. Takes a forward base, which gets killed by Dream, of course. It is absolutely on top of things. 161 supply and 76. Now, I'm not one to look at the supply very often, but yeet. That's gonna be rough. 4 Hellions coming in, we'll be able to do some drone damage as well. 13 workers go down, 14. 15 left in total. Couple of infestors will try for neurals, and does not work against Dream. Dream is too good. Scam. GG gets called, and Dream wins this game after one of the worst starts. I mean, getting your proxy racks getting caught. He kind of managed to get back with that battlecruiser, but DongRaeGu just kept throwing army after army into his opponent again and again and again, who had the perfect counter for the army for the past 10 minutes. And DongRaeGu was like, alright, that's cool that you have a perfect counter to my army, but I have 106 drones. Wasn't quite enough though. Was not quite enough, DongRaeGu. Back to the lab. I'm sure we're going to see more of him because he has been playing absolutely fantastic games. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And don't forget to smash the like button, as that also helps me out a lot. And I'll see you all next time for a new video. Bye bye.